All right. Hello, everyone. Looks like I'm live. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope you all had a happy 4th of July. Got to spend a lot of time with family. How's everyone doing today? PG Roberts and Rebecca, mother of three, Froxy Roxy. So good to be here with you all today. All right. And that looks like we have 41 people joining. Hi, everyone. All right. Well, I have some. I'm going to be doing political and current event questions tonight. So if you have any questions with that, please write them in the chat, all caps, a couple emojis if possible. I haven't. I've been kind of like nonstop the last few weeks, so I so I haven't been watching the news as much, but definitely take a look. um, so a couple announcements before I get started in the readings. If you all could do me a favor, please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Shortly after my solo show last week, I hit 8,000 subscribers, so I'm going to get into the giveaway details here in a minute. But yeah, if you could, please subscribe if you're watching. So we hit the 8,000, which is really awesome. But hopefully, I'm really hoping by the end of the year to hit 10K. So every 1,000 subscribers I gain, I do a free reading and a free Reiki giveaway. So I'll talk more about that here in a minute. But yeah, please support, help me grow my channel. I really appreciate that. As I was kind of saying, it's kind of been like a blur the last few weeks. It's like there's not enough time in the day. I haven't been the best with getting back at people. If you've reached out for a reading or a Reiki session, and I do apologize for that. It's been a bit of an adjustment with taking care of my niece and it being summer break. We've had court, she's therapy, so there's a lot of things that I'm kind of juggling. But things are starting to calm down a little bit. So if you reached out for a reading or even like a collaboration, I didn't reach back out to you, please send me another email. Normally I'm much more able to be on top of stuff, but like I said, the last couple of weeks it's been kind of a little bit of a whirlwind. So, of course, I'm not doing a show with Mel this week, but we're all going to be sending him a lot of prayers and healing energy for his surgery on Friday. He told me that he saw somebody earlier this week, and it didn't look like it was in his chest area, and that it was coming back as stage 1. So I feel pretty optimistic, but even still, he's very worried. So I'll just send him a lot of love and a lot of prayers. But as soon as he's able to, we'll do another show together. All right, so I'll talk about the giveaway and how you can enter. So as I was saying, every 1,000 subscribers I gain, I do like to give back and thank all of the wonderful supporters of my channel. So I do a free 30-minute reading and a free Reiki session as a giveaway. And so how you would enter that, when I'm finished with this video and you can comment on it, start the word off with either reading or Reiki, depending on what you would like. And then next week when I do my solo show, right before I go live, I use a random app that will go through the comments, and it will pick, a free reading and a free Reiki by using those words. So reading or Reiki, comment on this video. I'll post it on my community board as well if you miss it. And I think I have a show with Kevin, so I'll make sure to announce it before I do the drawing. But yeah, thank you all so much. I had a feeling after the last video I was going to hit that goal very shortly after. So don't write it in the chat, write it in the comment section. And don't email me because you won't. Because like I said, I use a random comment picker for that. So yeah, comment after this video is posted. And I'll put it on my community board too. You do have to be a subscriber to enter. I do double check that, but that's not usually an issue. Thank you all so much. All right, I'm going to go through the chat. I saw that I had a bunch of questions coming in. I'll just say this morning when I woke up and I was kind of in that groggy state this morning, which is a really great time to receive information from your guides, anybody looking to develop your skills. When you're kind of out of it and your logical mind's not really active. I did see like a volcano explosion, and I do feel like that may be, symbolic and figurative. I do feel like a lot of earth activities, maybe even earthquakes coming in, but I definitely feel volcanic activity. And it feels like a couple different places. I was picking up something more north, maybe like Iceland, but it feels like even like in South America, Central America, it feels like there's a couple coming in, and I feel earthquakes as well. But I also kind of feel like we're kind of getting into that space where there's a lot of, a lot of big breaking news, like a lot of shock and awe, kind of chaotic kind of energy, kind of like the towers in the tarot is how I would explain it. But I did want to share that with everyone. I'm not feeling like anything like apocalyptic or anything like that, but I definitely feel like a lot of earth activity coming in. All right, let's see. Just trying to start your questions, and we'll go ahead and get started, you guys. All right, let's take a look. Let's, I do want to kind of cover this topic. I know there's been a lot of kind of fear about that nuclear power plant with planning mines and stuff, so destruction with that. I'm not feeling, I'll throw some cards on it. I haven't thrown cards on it. But I feel a lot of anxious energy with it. Obviously, it's a really scary situation, but I'm not feeling really anything bad coming to fruition for it. It just feels like a lot of people are on edge. But let's throw some cards on it. I'm just going to do a couple. I mean, I told you guys I've always felt like if Putin could, he would do something like this. But I never felt like it going quite that far as anything nuclear. I was always more concerned with maybe doing some kind of chemical attack or something along the lines of that, where it's like pushing things too far. All right, let's take a look at the power. Yeah, I definitely, like I said, I'm definitely picking up on people are kind of anxious and really unsure of what to do. This is kind of like feeling like you're at a crossroads, like really unsure of what path you want to take. So kind of going within and planning, what road you're going to take, like being at that crossroads. And feeling a little trapped too. I mean, feeling blindfolded, unsure what's going to happen. But the overall energy with these cards, yeah, it's a little murky with, the energy with the moon, but the rest of the cards are really kind of great. I have like the Magician, which is finding solutions to problems, and really kind of figuring things out. I think that we know, you know, this that there were bad intentions with this. It's um, obviously, like I said, I feel like Putin would kind of love to do something like that, even though it would greatly affect his country too. But I'm getting like there's somebody coming in to really kind of help the situation. And then I have victory too, and I'm holding on. I don't have the tower or the death card. Like I said, it feels very like anxious kind of energy, but I feel like it's gonna all be okay. So Linda, I would not worry about the polls right now. We're still a year and a half away before the election, and we saw how accurate they were in the midterm elections. So don't try not to worry, you guys. Thank you, Sharon. All right, let's see. I do want to take a look at the white powder found in the White House. I felt like it was planted. Um, I mean, obviously that's not a shock, but um, I almost felt like what came to me was maybe somebody like social, um, one of the agents around Biden. All right, but I don't really see it turning into anything. Unfortunately, too, I don't feel, whoever planted it. I don't kind of feel like that coming out. Unfortunately, yeah, I almost felt like one of the agents around Biden or watching the White House kind of planted it. Yes, Earth Mama, I do feel like it was Coke. Absolutely. I think that they've already said it. I think they tested it. I think it's obviously everybody's going to be talking about it because Hunter Biden was just there. So it's just another Republican talking point, is kind of what I was um, finding. But I almost kind of felt like whoever planted it, like they wouldn't be able to trace it back to whoever planted it, unfortunately. I almost feel like it's a story for a minute and then everybody kind of moves on. Yeah, GOP's trying too hard. Absolutely. Let's see what came out. We got the Page of Swords that came out, and in this deck, it's like a younger male energy, and it does feel like it was a male energy that planted it. Yeah, like I said, I feel like everybody just kind of moves on. Interesting. I have the Six of Cups, and it's like the child, so it's like it's planted to make obviously like a Republican talking point about Hunter Biden. Um, but like I said, the energy is kind of moving on really kind of quickly from it. We're heading into a different direction. It feels like there's other things to really worry about. Um, with the Page of Swords too, it's um, kind of like planning things, or like the spy in the camp. Um, but yeah, somebody working really hard because they're disappointed with where the country's at. I have Trump in the past, so somebody that's, a big Trump supporter. Um, but like I said, I don't really feel really a whole lot coming from it. I never felt like there was really much to it when I heard about it in the news. I know it's kind of crazy to think about, but it's the White House. Why wouldn't the camera catch it? But I feel like whoever was doing, obviously, if they're an agent or something like that, they probably know where the cameras are located to plant something where, you know, it wouldn't be seen. And I think it was only a small bag of it anyway, so I feel like it would be pretty easy to hide. All right. Oh, interesting. Libra Lady said, just heard song lyrics, dirty deeds done dirt cheap as you were reading this. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think anybody's too worried about, Biden using. And I don't feel like it was left there either. I wasn't picking up on that. All right. All right. Let's see. I have to be careful with this question, Isabella, as I've said before. Um, but I'm not picking up vibes, not to say that there weren't underhanded things done, but not like Texas and Florida, not with Ohio. I'm not really feeling energy behind that. Anything coming out about that, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I think he should get into trouble for it. Do I think he's going to? No, but I don't. I mean, if I were the Obamas, I would definitely sue him. I'm just going to ask the pendulum, but unfortunately, I don't feel like there's really any real punishment for Trump for doing that. All right. Will Trump face punishment for posting the Obama's address on Truth Social? The pendulum's saying no too. Sorry, Catherine. Yeah, he did do it. He posted it on Untruth Social, and somebody came, I think, with like weapons that was arrested, like wanted to do something. So I think we all know how Trump is in trying to incite violence, but doing it carefully where he can't get in trouble for it. Um, but I mean, I think he's very jealous of Obama's presidency. He really kind of craves that attention that Obama got. I mean, look at him comparing like the inauguration numbers of people that joined and saying that his were bigger than Obama. So it's very much being in his ego and being jealous of Obama and his popularity, I feel like. Yes, I know, Joe. If we did that, we would be arrested. And I'm with you. I definitely feel like I was kind of upset when I heard that myself. But I feel like, as messed up as the situation is, there's more important things going on. And I do feel like the Obamas are safe. Um, I mean, it's unfortunate that their privacy has to be invaded, but and that we have so many crazies out there. But I do feel like there's definitely safety and protection around them. So Sunny Valeria. Obama is the coolest and he's in diapers, right? Yeah. I don't know where he got it from. Was Obama's move. I do feel a move. I feel like it's not like happening tomorrow. But I do eventually feel a move. Pretty messed up that they have to move because of Trump's a toddler, but I didn't see his fourth message. I'm sure it was pretty out there. I've said before, and Trump's really feeling the pressure, and as he feels more and more pressure, he just kind of unravels and becomes even more unhinged. And we've been seeing that for a while, but um, as I said before, I do feel like there's more indictments coming from Jack Smith with the documents case, and I feel like those are happening sooner rather than later. Um, Georgia, Fonnie Willis, indictments coming from her, and also I think in the fall time, January 6th stuff starting to happen. So I already read on that, Mia. I felt like it was going to all be okay, but I definitely felt a lot of anxious, nervous energy around it. Um, but I'm not feeling anything like catastrophic or I mean that would have huge ramifications for all of Europe and even Russia. And I feel like the worry behind it, but I don't feel like it actually anything really happening with it. I think they're going to get it taken under control. But obviously, let's send a lot of prayers and good intentions, ask the most benevolent outcomes for the safety of that power plant. Is Trump on drugs with all the sniffing that he does when he talks? For entertainment purposes only, I've read on it before, and I definitely feel like there's snorting like Adderall. I don't feel like it's cocaine, but snorting some kind of substance, absolutely. Kind of like to energize him. Oh, that's good, Kathy. I have a bunch of questions, start you guys. I'm just trying to keep up with the chat, keep it moving a little bit. When do you see the government shutting down True Social? I don't know if the government's shutting it down, but I do feel like I've felt like lawsuits and them being kind of forced to, I don't know if they go bankrupt or just kind of like abandon the idea. I don't think it's doing very well to begin with. But I feel like timing's a bit hard. I feel like it's 2024, 2025, Kathy. All right. But I definitely feel like Untruth Social is going down. I just don't feel like the government's shutting it down. And then I saw today somewhere too about, go figure, a Trump judge um, was saying that the government can't tell, like it's a violation of the First Amendment for security risks and that to go and tell social media companies if there's an issue or, there's a problem with posting, misinformation or even like national security, military information. Um, and I felt like that was definitely going to be appealed, and that decision was going to be overturned as well. All right, let's see. Oh, good question. I did say, I think on Mel's show last week, I felt like that the decisions left. I said on Mel's show with the LGBT Q um, thing coming to the court, I did feel like they were going to vote against that, and also the student loans. But Biden already has a backup plan in the works. He said it's going to take a little bit longer, but I ultimately see debt relief and solutions for all the high interest and the cost of colleges, and helping to bring those down as well, so it's more affordable. Um, but is somebody going to sue the Colorado woman who brought up the fake lawsuit? I don't think so, Cool Ant. I don't know if there's grounds, because I think it was kind of like a hypothetical thing anyway. But no, I do see it being challenged at some point. I think when we get more liberal justices in there, but and it being overturned. But no, I don't think anybody is going to sue that woman, unfortunately. I just gotta say how I feel at you guys. I feel like I've said no to a couple of the questions tonight, but if I'm not really feeling any energy behind it, I have to say how I feel. I don't know if they could, I don't know on what standing that they could sue her. Yeah, I agree. I think it's pretty obvious. Don Jr.'s on something for entertainment purposes only. I mean, you can just see it. Maybe they found Don Jr.'s old stash in the White House. Maybe that's it. And I was planning, but I I know how everybody feels about it, but um, yeah, I hear what you're all saying. I'm just saying I'm not feeling it. I wish that there was a lawsuit against her too, but all right, let's see, you guys. Got some good questions. Gosh, we've already been on for a half an hour. Time's going by so quickly. All right, I already answered that. Torkel says, did John Eastman conspire with Clarence Thomas about January 6th? I'm feeling a yes to that. I do feel like there was some back and forth. I don't feel that Clarence Thomas, I don't feel like him getting in trouble for the 6th. I definitely feel John Eastman being caught up in that. I feel like there was conversations between the two of them. Um, like I said, I don't feel like Clarence Thomas gets wrapped up in it. His wife, absolutely, but not him. But I feel like he's very kind of sneaky that way too. So, but I got an absolute yes when I was tapping in. Sweetie darling Lulu, Ginny Thomas emails reveals she mentions the planning of the insurrection. Was Harlan Crow involved? I feel kind of similar to like the last question. I feel like there's something, like, I feel like he knew some things, but I don't know if he was directly involved with it. I feel like his agenda's elsewhere, to be completely honest with you, sweetie darling Lulu. It's like I think he had heard some things, like, people talking about it, but I don't feel like direct involved that he was directly involved. Yeah, I'm not feeling Harlan Crow getting wrapped up in the January 6th stuff. All right, let's look. Was it MTG that gave Trump Obama's address? No, I heard no, Sylvia. I think it was a mail. I think it was somebody in DC that has a relationship with Trump. I don't think it was MTG. I mean, also, I don't think it would probably be too hard to find that information anyway, with him being such a big public figure. All right. Yeah, Queen of Court. Yeah, I do believe that it will be reversed. That decision will be reversed. But I almost feel like it's I don't feel like it's this year. Maybe it's next year. I feel like there'll be a replacement of the justice before that happens. Probably Clarence. I've always kind of felt I think he'll be the first one out. I feel like there's two before Biden's first term's up, two that are replaced. Maybe it feels like Thomas and maybe Roberts. I think Kavanaugh may be 2025. His may be right after, or shortly into 2025. Trump's assistant, Margot Martin, has reported him. Will she release all of the videos and audio? I haven't heard of Margot Martin. I feel an absolute yes, JR. Let me double check with the pendulum. Trump's assistant, Margot Martin, release all of the video and audio she has on him. Pendulum saying yes. I have my pendulum programmed. If it goes clockwise, it's a yes. If it goes counterclockwise, it's a no. And if it goes back and forth, the energy is not really clear, so it's like a maybe. But absolutely. Yes, and I do feel like the bombs will be safe. I felt that as soon as I heard it. I feel like there may be some extra protection around them because of that situation, but absolutely, I feel like they'll be safe. Oh yeah, MTG's vile. It doesn't surprise me. All right. Janny, is Trump presenting dementia as Alzheimer? I've said that I felt like there's something cognitively going wrong. I feel like it's dementia, but I felt that for a while, and I think it's getting worse as um, I feel like the energy was there when he was president towards the end of his first term. Um, but yeah, I do feel like I feel like that will be an excuse used when things really start to get serious. Because I've never felt Trump in jail. I've always felt like it's some kind of military hospital. I know a lot of other readers have said that as well. Um, but that's if the health problems don't take him out first, because I definitely, um, I feel like it could go one of two ways. It's going to be like a military hospital that he's locked down in, um, or the health takes him out first. So you guys, I'm trying to keep up with the chat and not miss your question. I have a bunch starred, but oh, I've said for a while too. I don't feel very good about Rudy's health, and I feel like he's hitting the bottle very, very hard. I almost get like cognitive issues with Rudy too, but I don't feel good about his health either. I felt like when Rudy talked to Jack Smith, I didn't really feel like. I think they talked for 8 hours, which is a long time. Um, but I didn't feel like Rudy totally flipped on Trump. I don't think that. I feel like he may have lied, and that may get him in trouble, because I've always felt Rudy going down, in jail time for Rudy. Um, but also, I almost felt like Jack didn't take him seriously as like a credible witness, because he's just so delusional. So, well, thank you so much for the super sticker, Joan. Colorful, colorful foresight. He'd be a martyr then if he passes. It's important that the investigation show the real person that Trump is. I agree with you, but it's not really up to me to say when he goes or anybody else. I mean, it happens when it happens. I'm just saying. I feel like that is a possibility that the health may take him out, um, beforehand. So I agree with you, but oh yeah, I agree with you, Ian. I told you, I almost always felt like Graham somehow gets out of jail time, but I had a vision of Lindsey Graham. He was in like a dark room. It looked like a little studio room. It was dark, and like a bunch of liquor bottles empty, like scattered throughout the floor, and it's a really dark room. And I think that's probably very telling of his state of mind. It's almost like um, that regret of ruining his own political career by getting on the Trump train. And I definitely feel like there's regret and like the end of his public, his public career. All right. I haven't seen Rudy in a while, but I definitely believe you. I've felt like a lot of liquor being consumed too, affecting his health. All right, let's see. Isabella says, I think Ohio will fail one and to codify women's rights. Isn't the issue one the bill that they're trying to say that if we want to pass vote anything in constitutionally, that we need like a 60%, um, it needs to be 60% or higher to get that passed rather than 50-50. I feel like that's going to fail. I don't see that going through, but they want to do it to to restrict abortions in Ohio, because if they voted and put it on the ballot, it wouldn't pass, to restrict women. But I feel like it's going to fail. I don't see that being added to the Constitution. Let me know if I got that right. I could be wrong on. Um, of course, colorful foresight. I know it's all very frustrating, and we all want justice. And as I say that, the justice card came out too. So just know that one way or another, it's not up for us to decide somebody's justice. But as we all know, karma can be a real bitch, and justice will prevail. I'm just throwing a card on two on this issue 1, I think, in Ohio. I feel like it's going to be okay. I feel like it's going to fail. I do feel like a lot of information coming out because I think a lot of people are kind of confused on why this, why they're even trying to do this or like the language of the bill. But I feel like, people are so tired of what's going on. This is feeling battle weary, but being victorious. So this is like people are so tired of what these Republicans are trying to do to take away their rights that they go out and vote. This is like motivation. What this is interesting, the strength card, and this is women coming out. They're a strong force for this. Good news, and the Wheel of Fortune. So good luck with it too. Aries Wanderer, you had a dream about what 2 nights ago? Yeah, people. But you know what? Let the Republicans hang themselves because I've told you guys. I feel like 2024 people are really turned off by the Republicans. All they're doing is pissing off the young people, pissing off women, pissing off minorities, LGBTQ. They're just pissing everybody off, and that's the easiest way to get people out to vote. This is the Arcanum deck, Kathy Reagan's, if that's the deck you're talking about. Patty, unfortunately, I feel like whoever did it, I don't, like I said, I feel like it's kind of like a quick story and then it goes away and we don't hear about it anymore. I felt like whoever did it, unfortunately gets away with it. And I felt like it was, like one of the agents around. But I feel like maybe they lack evidence to be able to prove somebody did it. Sacred Hag. Do you see an earthquake in Washington State in this next year? I'm going to ask if there's a significant one because I feel like there's minor ones. I was feeling, I definitely feel California, and for a while I've felt energy, and it feels like it's Oregon, but close, like northern Oregon, southern Washington. Let me just ask. I don't think so, not in the next year for Washington. Like I said, I feel like there's maybe one in northern Oregon where you feel it a little bit, but not a whole lot of damage in Washington. There'd be a significant earthquake in Washington State in the next year. And Pendulum saying no. Aries Wonder says, I had a really weird dream that Jim Jordan, McCarthy, Lindsey Graham were arguing with each other. Well, maybe it's part of that energy where I felt like the Republican Party imploding, and um, you're going to have like the MAGAs fighting with the rest of the party, or the rhinos, as they would call it, because I definitely feel like when shit starts hitting the fan, there's definitely like an implosion in the party, kind of splitting, and there's a lot of infighting. Oh yeah, and I did hear Graham was booed at the South Carolina Trump rally. Yeah, I did see that. And I don't think the Trumpers like him very much. And I think it was in South Carolina, his state. So yeah. I don't know who Lindsey Graham's sister is, but I do feel there's definitely been some compromise with Miss Lindsey. Absolutely. Yeah, that's very true. And as they say, don't interrupt your enemies while they are making mistakes. Yeah, absolutely. Like what I was saying about pissing people off. Just let them continue to get people upset. It's just going to help them, motivate them to vote against them in the fall time. And also, too, somebody asked about the gag order, which I didn't feel so much with Jack Smith, but I do feel like maybe the New York case. I don't know if it's an actual gag order, but there's definitely restrictions on what he can say. But with Jack Smith, he's going on news channels and everything, and he's just digging a deeper and deeper hole for himself that's not going to do him or his lawyers any favor when it actually comes to a trial. So let him continue to change his story and narrative and all of that, because he's just digging himself a deeper and deeper hole. All right, you guys. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up on all right, I think I'm about there. Chat. Yeah, that's a good point, Evelyn. Yeah, and you have to kind of just like let go and disconnect. That's why I always tell you guys, if you feel like you're being consumed with the news over and over, they repeat the same story. Watch it for 10, 15 minutes, or check it out periodically throughout the day. I love watching Midas Touch to keep up with stuff. I do normally watch Morning Joe if I'm able to, and maybe a little bit throughout the day. But yeah, I mean, it's all just promoting fear and just repeating the same stuff over and over. And a lot of us are very empathic, so we kind of just pick up on that. It starts to affect our energy, and lowers our vibration. Or if we, obviously it's so hard what's going on, um, all the injustices, all of the hate, and it can really affect you and bring the anger out in you. So I always tell people to kind of disconnect from it. Use your truth to go. Just use that to speak your truth and to get out there, and really manifest that positive change for us. But don't let it affect you internally. We kind of have to release it a little bit. I know it's really frustrating, and it's been hell for all of us the last several years. But yeah, it's so important not to let it affect our energy levels. You know, take a for me, I love going out on my porch and watching the birds and just getting fresh air to kind of recharge. But if you feel like things are getting too much for you, burn some sage, just kind of just cleanse that energy. All right, you guys. Phil says DeSantis is under investigation for diverting COVID funds to build a highway exit so a donor could build a subdivision. Will anything come of this? I do feel like there's a lawsuit coming from this. It's like a further investigation into it. I think the DOJ is looking into it. I feel like there'll be a lawsuit for it too. I love that Aries Wanderer. Thank you, Sharon. Say yes, please. Everyone watching, please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. All right, let's take a look. It's definitely being investigated. There is action coming. There's justice above. The government pursuing justice. There's more than just this. I've said for a while with DeSantis, and it feels like it does take a while, unfortunately, you guys. But there's other taking money, other relief that's going to be investigated. But I do see a bit of a delay. Ultimately, I think DeSantis loses. This is well, and this is also abusing your power, but it's a card of loss. But this is like taking money, holding on to money and power. At some point, though, I feel like there's walking away, so it could be a resignation and retreat when things get really bad. But like I said, I do feel like I don't feel like anything in the next year or two is going to take him out. I feel like it's going to take a while to investigate it. As we know, the legal system isn't very fast. Angel's Whisper, I just read on DeSantis. I agree. He's very disgusting. Oh, yeah. And didn't he just, I didn't see the ad, but I think I heard something about him having an attack ad against Trump and attacking the LGBTQ. And I felt like that was going to epically backfire on him. I just kind of feel like he's at a place where he's kind of plateaued with people wanting to vote for him, and then I feel like a lot of people turning away from him. I feel like he fizzles out because I've never felt DeSantis getting the nomination. I think as scary as Trump was, I think I'd actually be a little bit more afraid of DeSantis. I think he's a little bit more smarter and strategic than Trump. Trump is just a puppet. All right. Well, I mean, unfortunately, even if he doesn't resign, I think he just got in there for his term, but I don't think he can run for governor again. I feel like he's going to be in there for a little bit, though, unfortunately. It's really hard to be in Florida right now, you guys. Between all of his craziness, all of the hurricanes and storms, it's a tough place to be. All right. Evelyn says, please will you all send healing white light to my sister Lori. She's battling cancer, new spot in her brain. I love her. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Yes, we're sending your sister Lori a lot of love and healing, white light of protection around her. Okay, sweetie? Oh, yeah, Aries Wonder. The fireworks have, my husband went to his family on Sunday, and then I went to my family yesterday. Um, and his family, they're out in the country a little bit, so we all kind of contributed and um, had fireworks, but we're not like in a small development where people are on top of each other. There's a bit of space. Um, but it's been crazy. Here, I live in a small development. People in the development are shooting them off. They're not allowed doing it. It just sounds like like all night, like till like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. People are shooting off fireworks. Luckily, my dogs aren't terrified of them. They handle it pretty good, but I know other dogs are just so skittish of them. And I don't, and especially like being on top of each other. That's dangerous in itself. It's very easy, a fireworks knocks over and shoots somebody's property and then starts a fire. We got a little bit of rain before the 4th, but it's been very hot and very dry, even here in Ohio. So, but yeah, it's been a bit crazy. Yes, Atlanta guy. Absolutely. Tommy Willis is going to indict Trump. Absolutely. Oh, you're also sweet. All right, I'll remind you guys again. I'll probably only answer another question or two, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And then when I'm done with this video, in the comment section of this video, so it's the July 5th video, and I'll put it in my community tab. Comment starting with reading or Reiki. I'm going to be giving away a free 30-minute Reiki reading or a free 45-minute Reiki session for hitting 8,000 subscribers and as a thank you for all the love and support. So reading or Reiki. When I do my show next week, my solo show, right before I go live, I'll use a random comment selector and pick a free reading winner and a free Reiki winner, and I'll announce it on my show. But I do double check to make sure that you're a subscriber beforehand. So you have to be a subscriber to actually win a prize. So, but yes, let's continue to get this channel growing. Like I said, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Hopefully I can reach my goal of 10,000 before the end of the year. That would be really awesome. Last December I hit 5,000 and we had a little channel celebration. So had a bunch of readers on and hung out. So we'll probably do something similar when I hit 10,000. All right, let's see. Yes, I do feel Ted Cruz leaving. Nurse Meow. Let's throw some cards on it. I felt like scrutiny over the January 6th stuff before the next election, and I didn't feel like he was going to get in. But I always am a little hesitant with that because it's Texas. I feel like things are going to be changing in Texas. I've said the last couple election cycles, I saw Texas being purple, not being red. And to be completely honest, I don't think Ted Cruz is very likable. I think there were some shenanigans his last election. Cruz is up in 2024, correct? I believe he is. I'm feeling yes, you guys. Here's loss. Does anybody know Ted Cruz's zodiac sign? I'm feeling a water sign male come in, or somebody that's a lot more kinder, more compassionate, more gentle energy. I don't think he's a water sign. I could be wrong. Yeah, he's got the Hermit. He's got the Hermit, so this is isolation in his future, and he's trapped by things he's done in the past. It's interesting because I have women, women celebrating, the passionate, fiery women, and then the women with the strength cardigan. So I feel like women are going to make a difference in this next election, and he's getting his removal of that wake-up call that he needs. At the bottom, I have the Five of Cups, so this is lost. I do feel like, like I said, there's always going to be, I think, some shenanigans in that area for the next election cycle or two. But I feel this King of Cups is coming in as the winner. I don't feel like that's Cruz. Mimi Rose, my birthday's at the end of the month. It's July 29th. So I'll be 33 this year. And my husband's going to be 36 on the 15th of July, so we're exactly 2 weeks apart. Karen, you're sweet. All right. Yeah, I agree, Karen. I think there's a lot of benefits with distant Reiki. I mean, I always enjoy in person too, but I always think it's nice that you're comfortable in your own home. Yeah, and then if you just open yourself up, you can really feel that energy. I think sometimes energetically it feels almost a little bit more powerful. And for myself, I definitely use more of an intuitive approach, using those empathic abilities to really kind of feel into the space. Um, and obviously, you would need that if you don't have a client right in front of you. I usually do my Reiki in behind these French doors. I have a Reiki studio, but the last couple that I've done, I've just done it on Zoom, face to face, and those have felt super powerful too. So, oh, thank you, Mimi Rose. Oh, Ted Cruz is a Capricorn. Thank you, Ness. I feel like 2024 is going to be better than what it has been in the last couple elections, Carrie. Like I said, I do have to be careful with kind of tapping into that. But I warned you all in 2022. I felt like Florida and Texas, those were coming through so strongly from the guides. So, and I think, in 2020, those states and the Joy, who I see him leaving you guys. It's been a while, but I think I'm pretty sure he's out before the next election. Because I kind of feel like the mail-in ballots are kind of more secure, and he's out of the picture. But I even told people in 2020, I didn't feel the best about the mail-in. If you could go vote in person, I mean, if you can't, I mean, obviously voting through mails, um, you get at least go vote. But I know that there were a lot of problems with that, the pandemic. It's not my birthday yet, you guys. I got a couple weeks. All right. Let's see. Sorry, give me just 1 second. Absolutely, Karen. And they don't make it easier for you to vote, especially in those southern big cities. Um, but just make sure that you go out and vote, even if you have to stand in line all day. It's that important. But I feel like people have had enough. People are coming out in droves to vote. Young people, women. I think even quite a few moderate Republicans that are kind of like independent Republicans. Like I said, the Republican Party is going to implode, and I feel like people have a bad taste in their mouth when they think about Republicans. So, all right. I'm just going through some of the questions. I've been trying to keep up with the chat. When is Letitia James going after the Orange Menace with indictments? I almost wonder. I don't know if it's Letitia James that goes in after anything criminally, because I know it's a civil case. But I almost feel like them either opening up a new investigation to go after them criminally, or even like the IRS coming in after them. I definitely feel somebody coming in, and I mean, Trump's going to lose a lot of money from Letitia James. His company will, but I almost feel like somebody else is coming in because of all the fraud. Yeah, let's ask the pendulum. Will he be gone by 2024? I almost feel like I do feel like it may be 2024, maybe spring that he's removed. Timing is always hard. You know, people have free will. People make different decisions, and um, you know, usually you can follow the energy, but it's getting down to the timing of things because things can be delayed. You know what I mean, Marianne? So because I felt like he should have been out of there a while ago. He somehow managed to weasel himself into a safe position, but I almost feel like it's it's just to delay things. And he will be removed, I believe, before the 2024 elections. Will DeJoy be removed in the year 2023? And see, I'm getting a maybe with that. Will DeJoy be removed from the post office before the 2024 elections? I'm getting a big yes with that. So like I said, maybe it's like end of this year, beginning of next year when he's removed, Marianne. All right. I don't think Trump is reflective enough to really have regrets, to be completely honest, JR. He liked the power and the control. I don't think it was his intentions to actually win when he ran. I think he thought of it as a great opportunity for branding the Trump name and to make money. I do kind of feel like he thought Hillary was going to win, but he was also kind of all in with it too. Um, but no, I don't think that he regrets it. If anything, that's a motivating factor to keep him out of trouble. So, all right. Let me. All right, you guys. I'm gonna wrap it up here in just a minute. Let me get caught up with the chat. Yeah, Rebecca, narcissists never regret. Well, tomato, tomato. Sorry if you got offended with how I pronounce stuff. All right. Oh, I definitely feel like a lot of the younger new voters coming in. I feel like they're almost more independent, but definitely more democratic leaning. So yeah, I don't see them leaning Republican. Yeah, guys, timing's always kind of hard to pick up. You know, we ask something for our guides, and yes, but like I said, there's a bit of free will where things can be delayed, and sometimes it's like it's the final result, but um, you know, there's really no concept of time on the other side, so to actually pinpoint things can be a bit tricky. But he will be removed, I'm telling you. Oh, okay. Ness says, Leo baby, Pluto is entering a house opposite of your sun. Things are going to get interesting. Yeah, things have been a bit hard the last several months for me. It's kind of like and I think a lot of people feel this way, a bit of like energetic whiplash where things feel very kind of stuck and kind of heavy. It feels like it's stagnant. You're not able to move through it. And then all of a sudden you get like a big increase in energy and you're just feeling super motivated. And then like it's like whiplash back and forth, back and forth. I'm not complaining. I'm very grateful for all my opportunities and to be doing this and to be helping people. Um, So I just try to focus on that, even when times are a little bit crazy. All right. All right, you guys. So again, when I'm done with this video, please comment reading or Reiki, whatever one you'd like to be put in the contest for. Next week, I will pick my two winners. So good luck, everyone. I don't have any other shows this week. I was supposed to have a show today that got rescheduled. Um, Kevin Lewis, I believe, is going to be on Monday. We'll be doing personals. Um, I got a lot of stuff in the works. Let me see. And no more shows today, but Kevin Lewis will be on my channel the 10th. I'll probably be doing my solo show on Tuesday. All right, and that's it for like the next week. So, like I said, things have been a bit crazy. I do have, I think I have one or two openings next week for a reading or a Reiki session if anybody's interested. The following week, I have more availability during the afternoon. So if you're interested in either or want to inquire, send me an email, kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. All of that information is in the description box of these videos. Thank you, Sharon Sight, for just posting that. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And let's send Mel a lot of love. He has his surgery on Friday. Um, so as long as, Mel's fine with me, I'm sure he won't have an issue with it. But I will keep you all updated when I know more. Um, but I have a feeling it's going to go really, really good. It didn't feel like a long recovery or really a struggle with that. So um, what else? I think that's about it for today. But anyway, thank you all so much for all the support and joining me tonight. And if something big comes on, I'll try my best to jump on and do another show if I can. So sending you all a lot of love, and I'll see you all real soon. Take care, everyone.